Hello again, everybody. Zach Attack is here with the Atak Sportz for this Monday, March the 9th, 2015. Alright, let's kick these off with, of course, NFL free agency news. Well, free agency goes into effect in about 22 hours, as a lot of free agents are free to sign with any team they want since they didn't get the franchise tag like other players did. Of course, the big news in the day, Detroit, is of course involving Nakanikan Sue. Rumors are flying that the top suitor for him will be Miami. He will no longer be in Detroit. Positives and negatives about Sue leaving. Positives, Sue's just a nasty player sometimes, you know what I mean? And he's trying to, I think he's played a lot better, not as aggressive, but after the whole Aaron Rodgers thing, I think it will kind of, like I said, the ultimate con would be he's kind of like what Urlacher was to the Bears, the heart of the Lions defense was Sue, like Urlacher was to the Bears. I'm trying to use that analogy in there. So we'll see what happens with Sue and see who the Lions get for Sue. Let's go with the big question now. Who's going to replace Sue when it comes to being a great defensive player? A lot of other free agents ready to sign on with other teams, including Julius Thomas. He might be leaving Denver. Speaking of Denver, a lot of news coming out of the weekend when it comes to people re-signing. Peyton Manning, yes, he's going one more season with the Broncos. He re-signed over the weekend. Interesting to see Peyton go back to football season. You know, he had a great season 2 years ago. Last season was just horrible. We'll see how he does this upcoming season. And Marshawn Lynch is also re-signed with the Seattle Seahawks. I heard he put 2 clauses on his contract. One clause is not making him be forced to do press conferences. And the second clause, when you're in a big, tight situation at a big game, when it's 4th down here at the 1-yard line, pass it to Marshawn. Don't fucking throw it. These are jokes. But still, I would not be surprised if he does put that claim about the press conferences and, of course, throwing it to him instead of throwing it like they did at Super Bowl. So there you go. A lot of interesting things. Sue will really go into the Dolphins. Well, Peyton and Marshawn both re-signed with both their respective teams, Broncos and Seahawks. With wrestling news, starting with TNA news, of course, their Impact Wrestling show this past Friday. TNA is not as fun anymore. It's once again turning to the TNF, totally not fun anymore. I think the new network is dampening a bit, not being on Spike TV, and NXT is more fun now. But we do find out who the number 1 contender is. I think we should know that Kurt Angle is going to get a shot one way or another against Mr. Lashley. Decent triple threat match against him, Eric Young, and Bobby Roode. The main event last week's Impact. Even with Eric Young getting involved with nailing Roode with a steel chair and Angle capitalizing on it, Angle by hook or crook got the victory. He'll take on Lashley next week on Impact, not this upcoming Friday. But this Friday we will see Rockstar Spud against EC3. I knew it was going to come down to this. Hair versus hair. These two have been wanting to shave each other heads off, and now one of them gets the opportunity to do so this upcoming Friday on Impact. I expected that. Also, we have Drew Galloway making his in-ring debut against Kenny King. Despite BEC getting involved, Galloway got the victory in that matchup this past Friday. And also, we crowned new tag team champions. The Wolves reclaimed their titles with a little help of Matt Hardy, getting him over the team that defeated him, the Revolution, being James Storm and Abyss. And a decent fun tag team match despite, like I said, the interference from Matt Hardy, who took on Bram and got defeated. But Magnus returned after getting attacked by Bram a few weeks ago. Their match, I'm guessing, next week. And then we also saw Awesome Kong take on Taryn Terrell. Screwy ending because we saw a DQ. Kong got DQ'd because she would have picked the count. But I bet she would get a rematch. Probably no DQ match. After delivering another move Gail King got involved. That's been a triple threat, maybe, with those three involved. So there you go with that. The Impact Wrestling thoughts. And now let's get down to my Raw preview for this evening. Of course, the top 5 questions that must be answered tonight. Question number 5. Were any new and actually 5 is what happened with Wiz Khalifa? Yes, Wiz Khalifa's on Raw tonight. Now, last week I mentioned Jon Stewart made a guest appearance on Raw. His guest spot was pretty good. I liked his guest spot. But some guest celebrity spots are stupid and unnecessary. This is one of them. Sorry, Wiz. I like Wiz Khalifa, but whatever he does on Raw tonight, it's going to be stupid, probably. And unnecessary. Kind of like Adam Wells. Anyway, I like that joke. Question number 4. Were any new people being inducted to the Hall of Fame tonight? Now, we do have Macho Man, Bushwhackers, Arnold Schwarzenegger, McKeesey, and last week, Medusa, a.k.a. Alundra Blaze, going in under a WWE name, going in the Hall of Fame this upcoming year.
Call from Ricky.
My dad has been calling here a lot. There you go. So we'll see if anybody else gets inducted to the Hall of Fame tonight after last week's Medusa announcement. Maybe Kevin Nash, but we shall see. Question number 3. Will Taker... Actually, question 3 is a two-parter. Will Taker return tonight to accept Bray's challenge, and or will Sheamus return? Now, we've been seeing Bray Wyatt challenging Taker for the last couple of weeks. On Raws and SmackDowns. And also in that Fastlane, he's been doing these promos. But we didn't know who specifically he was challenging to. He named Taker, doing all these creepy, great promos. I'm hearing he's got the urn now to really intimidate Taker to return. So that could go down tonight. Taker finally returns or not. Also, Sheamus has been hinted to return soon. We'll see if he returns in time for WrestleMania to take on Daniel Bryan in a one-on-one match, not shove Daniel Bryan in a ladder match, as many expecting. That leads to question number 2. Will any new matches be made for Mania tonight? Now, the ladder match is now official with, I predicted this, and now it's official. With Bad News Barry, R-Truth was added on Monday. But on Thursday at SmackDown, we had it, the obvious. Dean Ambrose, Luke Harper, and Dolph Ziggler. It will be a 6-man ladder match. And the women's 6th guy is Daniel Bryan. I like D. Bryan. I don't think he should be shoved in this situation. He's above the mid-card right now. He should be like at least against Sheamus maybe as woman. He should be against Ziggler, but Ziggler's in his ladder match. Now, a new match has been added about 2 hours ago, as many people were fearing. It will be a tag team match affair. I was hoping Fatal 4-Way for the Divas title, but it will be a tag with Paige in the returning AJ taking on the Bella Twins. This, of course, stemmed from last week when AJ returned during Paige's title match against Nikki Bella, with Brie getting involved, causing disqualification. And that's when AJ returned. So, tag team match was made official on the WWE app earlier this afternoon. So, that match has been added. We'll see if any new participants get added for the Battle Royal tonight as well. I do have a side question before we get to number 1. Will Rusev accept the challenge from Curtis Axel? I'm hearing Axel is rumoredly taking on Rusev for the U.S. title tonight. I hope Rusev beats his ass. Because I'd rather see Rusev lose to Cena than lose to Axel for the title. I know Axel's going. I've been applauding the Axelmania thing getting over. But I don't think Axel should be the one to beat Rusev. It should be somebody else. Like Cena or even Ryback. But that's not the case now. Question number 1. Will Lesnar show up tonight on Raw? Now, a couple weeks ago, Lesnar did walk out on Raw over a contract dispute. And as I mentioned last week, rumors are flying about him going back to UFC, especially after appearing at the last UFC pay-per-view. Now, I heard that they had a talent meeting today before Raw. And I've heard nothing about that meeting, about what happened. So we shall see how that turns out. But if Lesnar does decide to show up, to no show Raw tonight, or to walk out again, they may have to do another game plan for the WrestleMania. So we shall see. By the way, updating on Wiz Khalifa, he is performing. It's not just appearing, he's performing. Why? I like Wiz, but why? Why? So we'll see if Lesnar does show up and ends up not calling out. And WWE is saying that Lesnar is scheduled to appear on Raw tonight, and he is scheduled to show up, and he will be there. Hopefully, he doesn't walk out again. We shall see. Tonight on Raw at 8/7 Central on USA Network. So that is it for the Atak Sportz for today. See you all later tonight for my Raw review. With that in mind, y'all been attacked by the new sports news from Zach. See you later. Yeah.